So you guys, I know I haven't did a let's talk about a video in a very long time. So I'm gonna be honest with you. Let's go ahead and jump into this let's talk about it video. Now, judging by the title, you probably get an idea of what we're gonna be talking about. Now, this let's talk about a video is going to be about family. Now, we all got that family members legit that we like, God, how did you choose them for me? Why did you put them in this family? God, why did you put me in the family? Why? And so I know we have all said this in our head or out loud a time or two. And so this video right here is all about cutting off family. That's the let's talk about it. If you are new to the let's talk about it videos, it's all about story time and just engaging with your best friend. But before we jump in, let's go ahead, like, comment, subscribe to the video. Tell a friend and tell a friend and tell a friend that your best friend said, like, comment, subscribe to the video, because this is what we do here. This is what we do here. We support. Amen. Now let's go ahead and dive in. So for me, when it came to my family, I feel like our dynamics has always been different than most, but same as others. Where for some reason, the disconnect have started with us so early within our childhoods, from passed down generation trauma to passed down generation trauma, that literally it was so hard to really forgive, or move forward because of everything that was passed down. You feel me? And I don't know if y'all believe in generational curses, but baby, we do. I don't know, because we're my family's from the Caribbean, which is Trinidadian, or what. But that's big for us. And so having the trauma that I experienced as a very young kid, I'm gonna name a few: abandonment issues, trust issues, anger issues, depression, having those crazy thoughts in my head, feeling pressure, of the world to try to be perfect, not wanting to disappoint people, not wanting to fail, and the list goes on. And when I look back in my life, in like my early 20s to mid 20s, I realized that my family was causing most of this confusion in my head, more than like friends or people I didn't know or coworkers. It was literally my family, the family that I'm trying to impress, the family that I'm trying to be better for, the family that is literally causing all this pain. Give you a little backstory. Was raised by my grandparents. Father was incarcerated. Mom was out doing her own thing. Kind of went to foster care a few years of my life. Had the pleasure of my grandma being one of my foster parents, and that right there kind of called like the dysfunction between, like, at a very young age, with me and my siblings not really being under the same roof at a very long time. Like, it was to the point where for many years, it's four of us, it was to the point where, like, we were never really under the same roof at the same time. It was like that, for real. Once my older sister was like 17, I could get the done, but when she turned by 17, I think that was like the last time that we was honestly under the same roof. And before then, like in my early ages or whatever, I don't really remember like us all really being together for real. And so this caused a lot of dysfunction within the sibling group, where it caused abandonment issues within each other. It caused a lot of competition, trying to get competition from mom, trying to prove to ourselves. You know what it is. I ain't really got to go into it. You know. And so then when it comes to like my mom and my pops, my mom, like I said, she was that girl that was just kind of doing her own thing, didn't really want children, couldn't really figure out this thing called motherhood, And the only thing she knew was to go into survival mode. So she went out there to make sure that financially we was together, but we was lacking the main parts, which was the love, the affirmations, the reassurance, the bare necessities of life. We just lacked thereof. And then you have my father, who was in and out of prison and jail and juvenile hall at a very young age, and literally was just like, that was like more his mindset. He really didn't get out until I was 16 years old. And me and him really didn't have like a connection until literally I was like 17, 18 was the first time I actually lived with him per se. So really, the system, my mom, when she did have us, my uncle, and my grandparents raised me all together. We are what you call latchkey kids, so literally we were really on our own. If you knew what a latchkey kid was a kid that actually went home, they had to fend for themselves until something happened. That was us. So as you could tell, at a very young age, the family was a mess. We was all over the place. We didn't know what was up, what was down, what was right, what was wrong, what was in, what was out. We didn't know. Literally all we knew was survive. That was the one thing that was passed down from generation to generation, was just to survive, cut people off, and harden our hearts. When I tell you our family is paired up with nothing but strong women, I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm gonna give us that when it comes to the strong women, because our family's made up a lot of women. So we have more women. And when I say the family or whatever, I'm talking about both sides. Like, I come from my mom's side and my dad's side, a family of strong-minded, strong-willed, boss women. Assertive women. You feel me? And I'm pretty sure that the concept of us being strong and all the other leads back to the same thing. You feel me? Of survival mode and literally just trying to get it right the first time. You feel me? So, at a very young age, I knew I wanted to cut my family off. Like, it wasn't no, oh, y'all didn't think I was gonna say that? Yeah, at a very young age, I ain't gonna lie to you. I think I was done with my family by 2. Like, I ain't gonna lie, I was calling you. You know, they say Jesus on the main line, tell them what you want. I was ready. I was calling Jesus all the time. I was on my, Jesus, please send a little twinkle in the sky to come help me. A falling star so I can jump on and ride off to another family, because I don't know what the purpose is for me to be here. And I ain't gonna lie to you. And so teenage years was a little rocky, you know, and then boom, you get 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, right? And then what happens is, I realized everybody started to kind of go like this. Literally. You know, like when people say, oh my God, Mom, when I grow up, I'm going to get out your house and I'm going to run away. I'm never going to come back. That was us. Like, I think we were thinking this at like age 11. Oh, my mama. I think at age 11, we all was thinking, I can't wait to get up out this house. Like, I cannot wait to break away. I think most of my family members probably felt this way. Like, I cannot wait to go away. I cannot wait to get out on my own. I cannot wait to be a mother and do my own thing. I cannot wait to, you know, just get out this house. I cannot wait to just get away from the dysfunction. I cannot wait to have my own. Own life, own family, own mindset, just own everything. And so when most of us turned 18, like a lot of us moved away. If we did stay close, we kind of did our own thing. I really wouldn't call our family ever a close-knit family. I think our family did what we needed to do to save face and not cause drama within the family, because we all know what drama consists of. As we got older, we started having our own children. We started getting married. Not me. Still can't find no man. Your bestie still single. Was single then. But we started having children. We started, you know, having our little relationships. We fought, you know, literally just trying to chase after this thing called normal, and, you know, trying to create this makeshift thing called normal in our head to substitute what we didn't have. And some of us along the way messed up, and some of us along the way got it together, and some of us along the way still trying to figure it out, and some of us along the way honestly just is damaged. You know what I'm saying? And so for me 22, I remember thinking to my head, like, I ain't gonna lie to you, I need to figure out what this thing called normalcy to me, what it does look like for me to honestly go out on my own and find out who I am for me. And after, experiencing a few deaths in my family, back to back to back, I was honestly ready to jump on the train to find something called normalcy. And I found a good friend of mine at the time who showed me that it's okay to be authentically who you are. And I started realizing that people that are not kin to you sometimes will treat you better in the midst of when you need them the most. And I can even say that I probably wasn't there for, my loved ones when they needed me the most. And so what a lot of my family is guilty of is clinging on to other people to justify the void that they were finding in the family. So we would find somebody else, then call them cousin or sis or bro or whatever case is, to substitute what we were lacking, because maybe they were giving us something that we were lacking in the people that actually should have those titles. And so I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm super guilty of that. And so I found a little clan, a family that I can call my own, and it gave me a sense of normalcy. It gave me a sense of I'm not perfect, but they still accept me and love me in the process. Found out I was pregnant. Thought that maybe being pregnant would kind of bring the family together, la-di-da-da-da, but I should have learned with the other kids before my daughter that was just not going to happen. And I realized early in the game that I can't force someone to love me or my child just because she's a child. And so, with that being said, I kind of just hibernated. My father was there, my Auntie Stephanie was there, and they were honestly my two biggest support systems when I was pregnant and after the baby was born. Just making sure that I was good, my mental was good, and shortly after, my Uncle Lauren jumped on board, just kind of being that support system. Found out, like, didn't really have a relationship with him, but then he jumped in, and honestly, things were looking good for me. And finally, everything started to work out. I stopped thinking about what I didn't have and just concentrate on the things that I did have. And along the way, still getting kind of mixed signals from the people that I love. But, at the end of the day I think we all have that mindset of like, we do, damn if we do, damn if we don't. Like, I'm not really going to push something that is not there. I think we all kind of had that mindset. And it was like, it was what it was. It was a lot of drama. It was a lot of talking about each other. It was a lot of competition. Just all of that, even in our big age. You feel me? But a lot of us that didn't like drama just cut all that off right after the knees and kind of like hibernated and did their own thing. And I don't blame them. Then COVID happened. Lost my father. And in the midst of literally me losing my father, you want to cling on to family, right? And I'm not going to say that family wasn't there, but I feel like, like when you have a baby and they're like, ooh, let me know if you ever need to babysit or if you need anything, I got you. That's how it is. Like, if you ever lost somebody, you know what I mean. Like, you lose somebody and it's like, if you need me, call me. I'm there. Here go my shoulder. But after the funeral, it was like non-existence of people, like checking on you, making sure you good, you calling them not answering, them not like literally. And at that moment, it took me a few months to really zone in and say, you know what, I'm cutting everybody off. Everybody, mama, sisters, cousins, brother. I'm cutting everybody off. The only innocent bystander that got cut off was my baby sister. I ain't gonna lie to you. Everybody else, boom, done. Not dealing with you. Over. Tired of it. Yeah, you know what that song, everybody have a breaking point. That was my breaking point. That was my, you said you were going to be here in the time that I need. Like, all the time when I was younger, and you should have been there, and I forgave you for not being there, and I need you in this moment. Oh, at this point, I'm done. I don't care how no one feels. Like, it's done. You cut off. Bye. And I didn't have a timeline and how long this feeling was going to feel. I just said I need to go through what I need to go through and process. So I was literally, I deactivated my Facebook. I cut people off. I stopped answering my text messaging. I literally went on a little part of my world, and that's where I stayed. Oh my mama, oh my hood. I was good. Like, I was done. And if you've been there, you know what that feels like. When you're done, you're done. Like, no return. I'm done. Now, I ain't gonna say that I did not miss them or I didn't think about them. I did, but when I did think about them, it made me more angrier because I'm like, I need them. Like, I'm in the most, we talking about the most depressing part of my life. We talking about not getting out of bed, not eating, not showering, sad, crying. Like, if you know, you know. And imagine going through all these emotions and literally being by yourself. It's like being in a house, sitting in the middle of your floor, and nobody knows nothing because they don't care. And so anyways, that's what I'm going through. And then what happened is, I think one of my sisters reached out to me. My baby sister on my mom's side literally will always reach out to me, make sure I was good, like just like maybe 2-3 times a year, happy birthday here and there, whatever, which I did appreciate. Radio silence for my mom happened. My pops, which is my stepfather, would reach out from time to time. And my older sister is the one that literally, I ain't gonna lie to you, wasn't feeling her the most ever in my life. But it was so crazy because the person that got on my nerves the most, and I wasn't feeling more than anybody, is the person that literally was my breakthrough. Let me tell you how God works. So, pull up a seat. Pull up a seat. Because y'all gonna be shocked. Y'all gonna, when I tell you this next part, you're gonna say, best friend, I wasn't expecting that. But I got something of how God turned all this around. And he started with the person I couldn't stand the most. We're talking about the person I couldn't get along with if I breathed correctly. We're talking about the person that literally I would trip down the stairs. We're talking about the person I would probably choose last on my list. We're talking about the person that couldn't stand me and I couldn't stand her. The person that I couldn't sit down and have a decent conversation with because, oh my God, it was always something. And that is the person that God used the most. That was the person that God said, I'm going to start with this person to help you on the journey of healing. The person you least expect. Because I wouldn't expect this person. And I thought this person legit had motives and it was like, okay, I was gonna love her, then she was gonna like not love me no more, then I was gonna find myself in a very vulnerable state. I was gonna talk to her and things were gonna go sideways. And everything I thought about, everything I thought was gonna happen went the complete opposite way. And not only did it went the complete opposite way, it made me love her more than anybody. It's crazy. Tune in. So let's get into it. So, me and my older sister, like I said, we always kind of butt heads, right? So, she reached out to me. I reached out to her. I don't remember who reached out to who, but I think she reached out to me just to check on me. This had to be like maybe 2.5 years ago. And, what's up? How you doing? How you been? Small talk. Get off the phone, let you go about your business and move on. She goes, hey, I'm supposed to be coming to California for this thing or whatever. And I'm like, oh, okay, fine, whatever. I think we communicated maybe once or twice after that. Nothing's big, nothing, just whatever. Kind of reminiscing about my dad here and there. We got into one good conversation where we kind of brought up the past and the conversation of my bad, I'm sorry, wasn't my intentions. Her answering questions of maybe things in my mind that truly bothered me as a kid when it came to just her. She addressed it, made me feel good, made me actually come up with like some aha moments that made me feel way better than I did prior. And then she came in town. My daughter went with her. I went to the streamer convention, went to where she was at, spent time with her for a little bit. That was my first time in a very long time. Spent it one-on-one with her. Didn't think it was going to go as good as it did, but it did. I remember we went to eat, and I made a joke by saying, like, oh, you're going to miss me? And I'm thinking she's gonna be like, no, but she's like, yeah, I'm really gonna miss you. And she meant that from the heart for her. Like it meant something to me. And that was like that moment. I was like, let me find out she liked me for real. And so I remember after I left, I didn't really hear from her. And I ain't gonna lie to you, I was upset because I'm like, how we supposed to be trying to be cool or whatever, or try to start a relationship when I ain't heard from you. So I ain't hear from her. She ain't heard from me. So I want to say maybe 3-4 months later, she reached out, apologized for the silence. She was kind of going through something, blah, blah, blah. And I told her straight up, like, hey, can I tell you something? And she goes, yeah. I'm like, I ain't gonna lie to you. This is the reason why I've been staying my distance, because if it's not gonna be real, authentic love, if you don't plan to really be around for real, I don't really need this. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm already fragile. I'm already sensitive. Like, I really don't need anything that's gonna be inconsistent in my life. And period, point blank. She's like, man, I feel you 100%. I want nothing inconsistent around me or my children. So I get it. She apologized, and I was like, you apologizing? What? For real? Now for her it was that was big of her. And she Aries. You know them Aries don't wanna admit when they wrong for real. Don't beat me up. Don't beat me up. You know it's true. So the fact that she apologized or whatever, that made me feel good or whatever. I apologize for, my behalf of, feeling how I was feeling, even, and she told me, like, no, your feelings are valid, blah, blah, blah. It was, like, for real. Like, it felt good. We start kind of communicating, whatever, and before you know it, the bond start being kind of strong for real. And I'm like, this may be a trick. Swear to God, I was sitting back waiting for it to go bad, because this is her. This is what she do. She trick you, make you love her, then she leave you. She talk about you. She did shit. But no, that's not how it went. So I remember we had a conversation one day, whatever, and she said to me, I'm gonna be honest with you, like, I'm loving this relationship that we having. Like, I love the fact that you are allowing me to be what I need to be, authentically me. Like this is good. This is making me happy. I was like, girl, me too. Like, I kind of love you with all my heart. At first, I just loved her. Now I love you with my whole heart, right? Like, she get me, she understand me, and she accepts me. Like, this is good. Like, I'm like, oh, commercial. I can get used to this right here. Like, I ain't never had this right here in my life. Normally, I got to substitute you with other people. The way you got me making me feel right now, I don't need nobody else. All I need is you. And it was hard for me to even think this way, because you. But it was good. Like, when I tell you, then over time, she started coming into town. We got to spend some time together. It was great. It was a vibe. I'm missing her. Like, me missing her. Like, I'm missing her for real. And she was like my first sister that literally, that made me, like, want to peek outside a little bit, kind of see what the family was looking like. One thing I loved about her, she didn't talk about nobody. She didn't bring nobody up. It was all about me and her. Like, the conversation was grown up. The conversation was good. The conversation made me feel like it was okay for me to love someone again. And I was very lucky to open my heart to her first. And then a few months go by after me and her been kind of dibbling dabbling with each other. Great vibes, great mood. I get a message from my sister that she said that she's with child. And so I congratulated her, whatever. And before you know it, we are literally texting each other until like 3-4 o'clock in the morning, like dead ass. And it felt good. It felt authentic. It felt good for real. So like I said, we conversed. I ain't gonna lie, as me and her going back and forth. She writing me, I'm writing her, and it was so crazy because, like, I wasn't really ready to really open up to nobody. Like, I was just okay with the space that I did with my older sister, and that was it. But then the baby sister, which is number 4, whatever, I'm number 2, literally was just when I tell you, it was something about that as she were texting me was just giving, like, empathy, pure, grown. It was understanding. It was love through the message. And I was just like, this is scary, because you telling me, like, I gotta now kind of love and trust somebody else. Like, I'm loving and trusting the person that I'm trusting and loving right now. But like, you tell me I gotta love and trust somebody else? And one thing I loved about the end of the text message that she texted me was like, I love you. This doesn't mean that you have to accept me or bring me in, Just, I want you to know that I'm there for real. One thing I loved about this particular sister is because throughout the years of me kind of cutting everybody off, she always remembered my daughter's birthday. She always sent me a text message. She sent me a little cash app. She always sent me something to let me know that she was there in the background. Now, this is a sister that really like people in our business for real. So I love the fact that she even let me in on the pregnancy. And I was just like, oh, that's baby sis, right? And me and baby sis always had that great connection, that whatever. So it was kind of cool that now baby sis ain't really baby sis. She big baby sis, but, you know, because she older and stuff. But she's still a little sis, whatever. And I remember I had a chance to go see her, and the vibe was great. Like, the vibe was real. Her, you know, her boo-boo kitty, you know, the baby boo-boo kitty, you know, daddy, whatever. Great person, great vibes. It was, like, great, because I know she's older now. She got a man in her life. She's about to have this amazing baby. And her dynamic with him is beautiful, and it's like, he positive, she positive. It's like a positive bundle of joy. And I'm like, I kind of like this. I kind of like this a lot. And he, you know, it's just good. Me and her, we sitting around on the couch and we just having great grown-up conversations. And she she's like, she understood and got, because my biggest thing was coming back into people's life and being a burden on people or whatever. Because I know my emotions sometimes are not really intact. And for her to be like, nah, girl, you good. I understand. Don't worry about it. It was like the reassurance that the first sister was giving me. I said, oh, I like this energy. And even when I felt unsure about something, she always was like, it's okay to feel that way. You're good. Like, your feelings are valid. Go slow. Don't worry. Don't just dive in. Like, you know what I'm saying? Protect yourself. And it was good. It was good. Even my daughter was like, we was loving the energy. And I was just like, okay, this is it. Nobody else can come in. I'm done. No more. God, this is all. That's all I need. No more. Pause. No. And God said, you don't tell me what to do. I tell you what to do. And you may have not been ready then, but I think you're a little bit ready now. And I'm like, God, I'm not. I'll be honest with you. I love the little space I'm in. And the little space lasted for a little bit. And it may be like three weeks later, I get a phone call from the baby sis, like, hey, mom and pops is coming in town. And I'm like, Lord, I know you don't want, you know I ain't ready for this. And God said, the silence that I put around you has equipped you for you to have silence around anything that may be negative. So, like, you are ready. And if it ain't the vibe that you need, you know what you need, because you got the tools that I gave you throughout these last 4 years that is not going to break you like it would have. And so I remember telling my sister, like, I bet. I go, the vibes was good. I met my pops at the front door. It was nothing but love in his arms. When I tell you, I could have just cried. I could have just bawled and just melted in my pop's arms. Now, my pops is my stepfather, who's been in my life literally since I was like 8 years old. Mind you, I'm 38. So he's been in my life for some time now, clearly. And he's always been, for me, that person I can, like, rely on or whatever. And so then, boom, a couple seconds later, my mom come out the door. I was not expecting for her to be so kind-hearted and pure that she is. I thought that, you know, I wasn't going to really get that, but she greeted me with a hug. She greeted me with nothing but, like, love, right? I really didn't know how to receive it or whatever because I didn't know what to expect, but I allow God to allow whatever that needs to be in that room to be in the room, which did. She made some food. It was delicious. Definitely made me miss my mama cooking. Went home with a smile on my face thinking, that went well. Then we wound up having the gender reveal. All my sisters together under one roof. First time in a very long time. When I tell you, this was scary, but amazing. All the sisters was together. A little rift here and there. A couple things happened that made me honestly want to go back into hiding. But I remember one of my sisters said to me that, like, you've done the work. whatever, I'm proud of you that you didn't do this, because you could have did this. Like, you have showed us that you have like grown and matured, and that made me feel good. Just the reassurance of like my sisters, for real, because I ain't gonna lie to you, I'm in a vulnerable state where like I do need that reassurance. I'm not gonna say that I don't, because baby, I need it real bad. Okay, so overall everything went well. Bing 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 bing, huge success. Then baby shower come this weekend. My mama, my pops, older sister under me, baby sister, their boos, my nephew, my niece, my daughter, new boo boo kitty, daddy, family is there, and anything you could have thought it went wrong, didn't. Everything went good. Everything went right. I mean, a little whatever, because our first time all getting together, but when I tell you, it was good. It was good. And one thing I loved about it more than anything is when, see, the devil, let me show you how the devil works. The devil says, I'm going to put all of y'all together, right? And every one of y'all nervous about this day because it could be wrong in so many ways. And the devil threw in confusion in the pot. He threw in a little emotions here and there, attitudes here and there, everything he put in his pot, right? And he started stirring the pot around. And he feeding a little bit of this, right? What we can, and what happened was, even though we all had our moments that was different, weird, wanted to run away, didn't want to be here, what am I doing? This don't make sense, this don't make sense, she don't make sense, he don't make sense. All these things that we was being force fed. At the end of that night, it was beautiful, it was lovely, it was wonderful. People shed tears. It was authentic. It was vibes. It was understanding. That's one thing I love more than anything. Nobody feels it was not valid. It was one of them things where it was pure. It wasn't like it wasn't no cussing, fussing. It was different. When I tell you it was different, it was different. Like the pot that the devil tried to stir together so that way we can walk away saying, I'm not doing this no more. Screw you. I don't like you. I don't like you. Your mama this, your daddy this, your sister this. Da, da, da. It was like God poured in nothing but love in the pot. And all that went away. All that went away. Make me get emotional a little bit. I ain't gonna lie to you. It was beautiful. It's one of them things, like I said, if you ever want to make God laugh, like you tell them what your plans is. And for me, I had to walk away. But what I didn't realize is when I walked away from my environment and the family and had to deactivate, I didn't realize that other members of the family was doing the same thing. So how ironic that we was all doing the work and of finding ourselves and kind of falling off the grid for us to have this moment. It's crazy. It's crazy to cut somebody off or cut your family off, whatever, and not really having a date of when the cutoff will end. And for God to say that no, because you had to do this for you to be good for you. And why you do this, I'm gonna make sure your mom better herself. I'm gonna make sure your pops better himself. I'm gonna make sure your sisters better their self. I'm gonna make sure that everybody is good so that when y'all do come together, ironically, everybody will be together on the same page. Like, that was the crazy part about me. Like, everybody was in a great space. Normally, you get one person in a bad space and everybody in a good space. Sorry. Everybody in a bad space and one person in a good space, and it just doesn't work. But everybody's been doing their own personal work for them. And I'm so crazy more than anything. One of my sisters said, when you go into any situation, you got to learn to accept a person for what they are and who they are. And when you do that, you're walking into a place with no judgment on your heart. You're literally just walking in and being pure-minded. And it's so crazy because I don't know if y'all ever cut somebody off for a person being authentically who they are, like even if it's a hot mess. And I'm not saying that you got to be around them if they're a hot mess, but sometimes when you change organically what you are and who you are, the hot mess don't even look that bad for real. You feel me? It don't even look that bad when you are damaged and you have a lot going on with you. So what I realized, instead of me pointing a finger at what everybody else was doing, I had a chance to point fingers at myself. and fix myself and say, you got to change this. You got to do this. You need better. You need better. And what happens is I didn't realize that God was doing this for them in their lives. So when we got together and I can say, you hurt my feelings, that person says, you're right. I apologize. It wasn't my intentions. I love you. I value you. You're amazing. You're appreciative. And it make you feel appreciative. When I tell you every time I leave my sisters, I feel appreciative. I feel loved. I feel welcomed. I feel good every time we walk away. Like even when moments that I did have here and there, I always had them reassure me that everything is good. Who would have known cutting them off and them cutting off the world in their own way literally made life better for us? Now, a piece of you may say, well, best friend, don't get comfortable. And I'm not saying I got my guards all the way down, but I am saying that I got my heart open. It's open just enough for me not to shut off what is maybe meant for me. They say God works in mysterious ways. And I'm not saying that the past trauma that I've gone through and the relationship, I'm not saying that that has not affected me, but I'm telling you that today, it made everything worth it. Just like sitting around the table with my sisters and like laughing and joking and cracking jokes and singing karaoke. Those are times that you can't never get back. Like me, I don't know if you lost a loved one, but like losing a loved one, if you can say one thing to your loved one that's no longer here with you, like what would you say to them? If somebody that you love that you had to cut off and something happened to them, would your heart be softened? Some people say no, the person did too much damage. And that was me 4 years ago. I ain't gonna lie to you, I could care less. But when you actually honestly do the work for yourself, God makes you vulnerable. Like ain't nothing like when people say like the spirit makes you vulnerable. The spirit makes you love even when you don't want to. Like the spirit make you understand even when you don't understand. And so when people was messing up here and there, it's understandable and it's valid and it's great. Like even with my mom, like I remember like being around my mom the last few times I was around her, the way she looks at me makes me feel like a big kid again. It makes me feel good. Now even though me and my mom haven't sat down and have had a real conversation that we need to have, I didn't really want to have that conversation with her. I wanted to embrace her in the now, so when the conversation is had, her heart can receive me different. I can say that. Now I ain't saying that. There's other family members or whatever that I, whatever that I honestly ain't gonna lie to you, I'm not ready to deal with right now. But I'm happy that God started with my core, because I feel like he started with me. Then he started with one of the biggest problems that I thought that was going to be a problem. And then he started with my sisters to make us solid enough and love each other and understand each other much to make sure the head, which is my mom, so when she came in, we couldn't be broken. And it was cool because it allowed my mom to authentically reach my heart. Have you cut off somebody that you feel like maybe you miss? Have you cut off somebody that you feel like maybe it was a mistake? And if you right now feel in your heart that I did cut somebody off, best friend, I'm not where you at yet. I still have some time to grow. If that's okay. I believe that you had to do whatever you do. Just remember, work on yourself on the time that you separate yourself. That way, when it's time to mend things or not, you're ready.